Good early Sunday morning to you, everybody, or whenever you're watching this video for you here. We're looking at the systems that are going to make April continue to start feisty for us here. Yesterday, we saw the severe threat that came out of the central part of our country move eastward and make its way into the northeastern zone, where we even had some tornado reports, according to the Weather Channel here. I do believe those were in the Delmarva area there as well. Some pretty damaging weather there into portions of New Jersey. Unfortunately, we're looking at more bad weather, and it's looking to shape up in a very similar manner as we head towards Tuesday and into Wednesday, but we actually have some severe weather today to contend with as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. That's why I've got the warm air in the east. You can see cool air coming out of the west and the lightning bolt in the middle of that. Now, this is going to be what you're seeing on your screen. It's going to be what it looks like basically on Tuesday, unfortunately, with very hard-hit areas with tornadoes that move through as we went onto your Friday and into your Friday night. Similar areas are going to be hit and have the potential for more of the same. So, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday, April 2nd. Let's go ahead and give you a look at the infrared satellite from tropicaltidbits.com. You can see there's a good bit going on. You can see the cold front that just came through and produced all of those tornadoes, the damaging winds, the hail. That is finally offshore. You can see it on the right side of your screen. So we've got briefly some high pressure working its way through the east. We do have some cooler weather filtering in behind that, so you're probably waking up to a chilly morning if you're in the eastern zones, which isn't the best for cleanup, but afternoons are nice when they're pretty cool during cleanup. You can see we have several low pressure systems in the western part of the country for you here. Not much going on into California right now, but you can see a good bit of activity making its way into the Pacific Northwest. That's going to be the system that comes in Tuesday and into Wednesday. For now, though, we have a few minor systems to contend with making their way through the central part of the country for you here, with a little bit of snow in the northern tier, and you can see some of that energy making its way all the way from the Pacific Ocean and into portions of Texas right now and into Louisiana. That is going to be what sparks this severe weather risk later today. You can see here, this is going to be a spotty to numerous severe weather event. Now, this is going to be in an isolated area, sure, but from places like Dallas, Fort Worth area, all the way over to Shreveport, we are looking at the potential for numerous events of large hail, 1 to 3 inches in diameter, again, primarily in the orange and yellow zone. Scattered gusty winds and a tornado or two, so keep it in mind that while tornadoes and gusty winds are not the main threat, there will be some gusts 60 to 70 miles per hour, and there's a good chance that there's at least 1 or 2 tornadoes to touch down in some of these areas here, all the way from the dry line in western Texas all the way off to the east in portions of Mississippi for you here, Oklahoma City on the northern end of that threat, Austin right on the edge of the yellow and green for you here. So let's play out today's threat for you here. The storms are going to spark off around 2, 3, 4 o'clock Central Time for you this afternoon, and you can see by how individual they are that they're going to be pretty big hailmakers. They look to form a big, massive storm that's going to be making its way off to the east as we head into the evening, so 9, 10, 11 o'clock this evening, we'll continue to see these make its way through the Arklatex. Overnight tonight, we'll see these storms begin to push their way. I think this is about midnight right about here. We're going to see these storms push their way on off to the east and into portions of Mississippi as we start the day tomorrow. Now, here's a look at the severe weather risk for tomorrow and tomorrow night. Isolated gusty winds and hail in each of these zones. Tornadoes not a really big threat. The remnants of those storms will move into Mississippi and Alabama and maybe spark a few new storms. So places like Birmingham, northern Mississippi, Tupelo on the edge of that threat for you there, as well as isolated area in southern Tennessee, an area from central Illinois back into portions of Kansas, as well as an area near Dallas once again where we could see at least some spotty severe storms, mainly again gusty winds around 60 miles per hour and that quarter-size hail, your base severe thunderstorms. But here's the severe weather that moves in Tuesday and Tuesday night. This is with that new system. Going back to your Monday and Monday night risk real quick, you can see that the risk going on in Dallas and in that northern zone, that's going to be kind of off of this newer system trying to move on in, especially the one back into Dallas, but you can see this really brings the risk back up as all threats are going to be once again on the table for you here. A large swath of storms stretching from the Great Lakes all the way back into Texas. I feel like I'm on repeat mode right now for you here. So from Des Moines to Springfield to Little Rock, we've got a level 2 to level 3 threat for you here. Chicago and Peoria getting in at least on a numerous threat, it looks like right now. But you see how big these orange areas are. They'll probably focus in and add an extensive or maybe even extreme threat once again in some of these areas that were just hard hit just a couple of days ago. So it will have been about 4 or 5 days by the time this next event moves in. You can see temperatures are going to be well on their way into the 70s for most of us. Dew points are going to be well on their ways into the 60s for most of us in that area, so you have to keep it in mind that this is going to be a severe potential. Look at the cooler air rushing back in behind it, though. Those are the dew points, not the exact temperatures. Those are the exact temperatures, but still very chilly. 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s back behind that front, going to be surging eastward. So energy, the warm air warm air and cool air colliding. It's all going to be in the table. Actually, in that blue area you're looking at on your screen, that's where we're going to get some pretty hefty snow totals out of this as well. So you can see the leftover thunderstorms from tonight working their way eastward as we go into the day tomorrow. You're going to notice a few of those isolated areas. Again, maybe here's a few of those. There's the new low pressure system coming out in through the Four Corners region. Few storms maybe tomorrow afternoon, even in portions of Missouri and again Illinois and Iowa. But tomorrow is not the main day for this. It's as we go into Tuesday and into Wednesday here. You can see early Wednesday morning. So this is Tuesday night going into Wednesday. That's when those storms spark off. So again, it's going to be an evening and nighttime threat. Once again, I'll play it out for you one more time here, and you can see, again, those are those remnant thunderstorms from your Sunday and into your Sunday night working their way eastward. Here comes some of the showers that could get going on your Monday. Not exactly looking at a big threat here, but nonetheless, a few of those zones. Remember, we showed you 3 lower end risk zones. And then here we go as we go into Tuesday. This is when our big severe risk pops up. Maybe some early storms in portions of Iowa. And then it's looking like the bigger storms are going to come in later in the day and form a line as we head towards midnight or so. Now, here's what the snowfall totals are going to be: anywhere from 10 to 16 inches. It's looking like right now in a stretch that you can see on your screen. And then the Wednesday setup is looking to bring rain further east, some snow rushing in behind it, but a severe weather risk is going to be once again right around Lake Erie, places like that here, as we go from portions of Buffalo area all the way back into eastern Indiana. So we got to be watching this system because it is another major system, and the threats are just coming together. Once again, thanks to Canva for my thumbnail, and I appreciate all of these sites that are on your screen right now. And of course, you stay safe out there.